Hey everybody, my name's Jessica and I am a psychic medium, not in the traditional sense, but I am also many other things, Reiki master teacher, and someone who has a lot of health problems. But I choose to see them differently than a lot of people choose to see their health problems. And so, this is part of my holistic health journey, if you will, and I wanted to kind of introduce you to that. So, what better month to tell you about endometriosis than Endometriosis Awareness Month, and that is March. So, when I was younger and I started getting my period, the pain was unimaginable, but people would say, it's normal to experience all this awful pain and just go to school, live your life like normal. And, that just wasn't the case. After having like severe heavy bleeding and having had bowel issues and stuff my entire life because I had an intussusception at 6 months old, I never had like normal health in the sense of like stomach and bowels and stuff like that. So IBS is something I've had like my whole life, literally. And then you just add in the endometriosis. So endometriosis is when the tissue lining the uterus grows outside of the uterus wherever it wants. It can grow on any of the organs or anywhere inside the body. So the thing about endometriosis tissue is that it bleeds like the uterus does when you get menstruation, when it's time to menstruate. And it also has the ability to grow, and worsen over time. It can also kind of stick your organs together. And the endometriosis cells, I recently learned, not only create their own estrogen, which endometriosis is fueled by estrogen, but the endometriosis cells communicate with the other cells similar to how cancer does. So it has that communicative ability, and it has the ability to make its own hormones to keep fueling itself. And it causes like unimaginable problems. I mean, bowel problems, bladder problems, any pertaining to any organ in the body, because it can grow wherever it wants to. So I actually have a lot of health problems that coexist with endometriosis that have happened over time. And I've been on a lot of different treatments. I've had a lot of different complications, ended up in the emergency room a couple of times. And, I've been to countless doctors and I've had 2 surgeries, but now I have, the endometriosis, but I also have fibromyalgia. I have an immune deficiency, chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic EPV, Epstein-Barr virus that causes mono, the IBS, migraines. I have neuropathy, allergies. I have asthma that started this year. And just a host of problems like B12 deficiency, vitamin D deficiency. And then the treatments that they put us on for this would be hormone-based treatments that some of them have the ability to cause bone density loss. But what nobody tells you is that that also correlates with your teeth. So you could be on a treatment for endometriosis, and then if you don't go to the dentist regularly, find out all of a sudden you have all these cavities that came out of nowhere because of the treatment. So my health has worsened over the last 3 decades. I just end up with more and more problems. But the thing to realize is that, I have something that's not going to kill me, thankfully. I am here for a reason. I don't really know what that reason is. But that's one of the things that fuels me, is that, I was given this opportunity to be here on this planet. And, the body I inhabit, because I see it from a soul perspective, that my soul, which is the battery for the body, otherwise my soul would be, in the universe, and I wouldn't have the energy for a body, if you will. So the idea is that the soul is what's fueling the body. Otherwise, I'd be dead. So, but I was recently watching something by Ram Dass, and I have a book right here that I recently read. And, after his stroke, he realized that, the body itself is just part of nature. And, the soul itself isn't the one with all the health problems. It's the body that we're inhabiting in this life. And, from my perspective too, everything happens for a reason. So I will say this, that no matter what you're going through, no matter how awful it is, try to see the hidden blessings, the lessons, and the different perspectives that you can gain from having these problems. I will say too that I also have health issues pertaining to mental health too, like anxiety, OCD, depression. Agoraphobia is wicked, but the agoraphobia is tied to all the health problems I have, the physical health problems. I was also in 2 accidents within 6 months, from 2019 to 2020. One of them was a slip and fall that created like a whiplash kind of thing from my neck and shoulders, and then caused cervical radiculopathy that goes down my right arm, from my head all the way down to my fingers. And then I did PT for that. And then in February 2020, I was in a car accident where somebody was running from the police, and I was trying to turn left. All was clear. And then out of nowhere, this person went to go around me and T-boned me. I was driving and they hit me on the driver's side. And I was just like, you gotta be shitting me with this, because, thankfully I didn't die, but that person could have killed me. So I did PT for that. Really, really bad whiplash, tension headaches that like take over the whole head and neck. Problems on the left side going down, and then making the radiculopathy on the right worse all over again. So problems that I had from the slip and fall that are permanent are now new on this side, worse on this side, and also permanent. Because once COVID was lifted, the restrictions were lifted, I was able to do PT for the car accident, and that was about 29 visits, and then they determined that it was just permanent, and that was as good as it was going to get. So, among other things, I'm hypoglycemic, I have PTSD, like nightmares, I am B12 and D deficient, so I take those all the time. I don't eat gluten or dairy for health reasons. I am lower sodium, low fat, low soy. You just make adjustments as you go. But I did want to tell you that, health is a journey. I may look okay right now, but that doesn't mean that's what I look like all the time. And just because I look okay now, it doesn't mean that I don't feel well. So, I just want to let you know that sometimes things suck, but we can take a different perspective on things. So, that's my health journey. How long is this? Like 9 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up and move on to the next video.